All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to Real Madrid Hub. I'm your host, Dr. Jota, and today I would like to speak about two different stories I have for you guys. The first one is about Vinicius Jr. and the second one is about Sergio Ramos and the same old song about the renewal contract situation again. So let me get started with the Vinicius Jr. story because according to OK Diario, Vinicius Jr. or better said, Liverpool might be super interested in Vinicius Jr., in signing Vinicius Jr. for the next season, which is, it's not a surprise because I know that there are a lot of teams out there that want to sign the Vinicius Jr. for the next year, but this one is very specific, and the only reason I think it is because Liverpool is going through a very weird situation because since they won the Champions League 2 years ago and they got the Premier League the last season, apparently they are in a kind of declining, and the reason is because they are still playing with the same players. And if you look at the attack of Liverpool right now, if you think about Mohamed Salah, Sadio Mane, Firmino, these guys are very good guys, super good players. They are, big names. But the problem is that they are getting close to the 30 years old. So to me, right now, Liverpool wants to reset everything from scratch and try to remodel completely the whole squad, bringing, youngsters and bringing brand new players, fresh players who really can play or who really can be the project for the future, for a long-term project or something like that. And Vinicius Jr. might fit perfectly this idea of Jurgen Klopp to remodel completely the whole squad. And they also want to try to take advantage from the bad situation Vinicius Jr. is living or is going through right now in Real Madrid, because they know very well that the only reason why Vinicius Jr. is playing in Real Madrid is because Eden Hazard right now is injured. It's not because Zinedine Zidane really trusts in Vinicius Jr. Actually, they really know, and they know very well, they are very aware that in Real Madrid, they don't think Vinicius Jr. is going to become the next Neymar, the next Ronaldo Nazario, the next Ronaldinho. No, they still think he's a very good player. He worked incredible, super hard every day, but he's not the talented player they used to think he was going to be. He's not as talented as Ronaldo Nazario, as Ronaldinho, or even as Neymar. So 2 years ago, Vinicius Jr. for Real Madrid, he was completely undisputable. He was not on the market at all, even when we had the offer from PSG, because Leonardo he fell in love with Vinicius Jr. like 2 years ago, and he tried to sign to Vinicius Jr. for PSG. But in that moment, Real Madrid was completely convinced that Vinicius Jr. was going to be the next Neymar, the next Mbappe, or something like that. But nowadays, the Real Madrid's mind changed completely. And today, nobody really thinks that Vinicius Jr. can become the kind of player we were supposed or he was supposed to be. So right now, the chances for him to leave Real Madrid, or at least to become marketable or tradable or something like that, are super high. I would say that if Liverpool puts on the table a very good offer for Vinicius Jr., I would say 90% that he or Real Madrid will accept that offer and let Vinicius Jr. go. That is my opinion. I can be wrong, but if you consider the games he has been playing over the last 2-3 months, it's very true that he only played when Hazard was injured. He was not the first choice for Zidane in any of those games. Actually, the first option for Zinedine Zidane was Hazard, and the second one was Marco Asensio. So the only reason why Vinicius Jr. played the other day against Huesca, and he probably plays tomorrow against Getafe, is because we don't have any other player. We ran out of manpower right now. We only have 12 players that normally play in the squad. You know what I'm saying? So the situation is so critical that we have to use every single player we have, and that includes to Vinicius Jr. But it's not because Zidane's trusts or really trusts in Vinicius Jr. It's because there's no other chance for us. So to me, this information, I mean, although might be a rumor, to me makes a lot of sense. And it doesn't matter if it's Liverpool or PSG or any other team in the world. I still strongly convinced that Real Madrid might get rid of Vinicius Jr. by the end of the season. And it's worse because if you think that you want to sign to Kylian Mbappe for the next year, I mean, I'm thinking about Real Madrid, you could use that money, all the money you can get from Vinicius Jr., say for example 50 million or 60 million, you can get that money to lower the price for Kylian Mbappe. So it's even better for Real Madrid, from a Real Madrid perspective. So if you keep that in mind, it's good for everybody. It's good for Liverpool because now they can remodel completely the whole attack and some of the players and stuff like that. And on the other hand, it's good for Vinicius Jr. because now he knows that there are still super strong teams out there that are willing to sign him for the next year and really trust him to play. And it's also good for Real Madrid because now we can make a lot of money with Vinicius Jr. and get rid of a player who is all the time there but finally never finds the way to go through and get a spot in the starting 11. And we can make a lot of money and we can lower the price of Kylian Mbappe for the possible signing for the next year. You know what I'm saying? So it's good for everybody. So I would say again that yeah, the chances for Real Madrid to sell Vinicius Jr. right now are super high, and it's completely the opposite. I mean, it's completely the other way to 2 years ago. So now let's move on and let's keep talking about the Sergio Ramos renewal contract situation, because today we were told, I mean, according to L'Equipe, the French newspaper, somebody of the inner circle of Sergio Ramos leaked the real reason why Sergio Ramos is really disappointed with Real Madrid, or he said he told the real reason why Sergio Ramos is really annoyed by Real Madrid. And that reason is because, well, as you probably know, I mean, we already know that. As you probably know, Real Madrid is trying to sign to Kylian Mbappe for the next year. And they are willing to pay like 150 million euros for Kylian Mbappe and give him like 20 million euros a year like salary. 20 million euros a salary for Kylian Mbappe annually, right? So that person told to L'Equipe, okay, so you're telling me that you are going to try to sign a player like Kylian Mbappe and you are willing to pay 100 million euros, 150 million euros, and also a salary of 20 million a year for a player, and in the meantime you are having pay cuts in the salaries of your actual players in the Real Madrid squad of 10%. How can be possible, man? It's like you are cutting my salary in a 10% while you are trying to sign a new player for 20 million a year and paying upfront 150 million. So for Sergio Ramos, or for Sergio Ramos' inner circle, this is completely, I don't know how to say that. This is completely, I mean, it doesn't make sense at all. It's completely absurd that you are going to pay such amount of money for a player while you are cutting the salaries of the rest of the squad. Okay, maybe it doesn't make sense for Sergio Ramos or for his brother or whoever it is, but it makes a lot of sense from a Real Madrid perspective. And let me explain you really quick why I think that, and I think the same than Real Madrid. I think the same way. Okay, so if you have to manage a team who is already, or where the 50% of the players are already in their 30s, you need to sign new people, younger people, and brand new people. And players like Kylian Mbappe are exactly what we need. I mean, Real Madrid have been signing super big names the whole life. Have been signing players like Dave Beckham, Luis Figo, Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, Kaká, the top players have been playing for Real Madrid over the last 40 to 50 years. And today shouldn't be any exception. And that way, if you really want to be competitive in order to get the Champions, La Liga, and all the stuff, you need to sign to the best players, the top players you have right now in Europe. And some of these players are Kylian Mbappe, Erling Haaland, and all the stuff. And the reason is because these guys, these players, are not just players. It's about, and we are talking about an investment. It's from a financial management. You have to invest in players because you are not only increasing your chances to win trophies, you are also increasing your chances to make more money. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you are a great player. You're Sergio Ramos, or you're, say, for example, Lucas Vázquez. These guys are big players, super great players. Karim Benzema as well. But they are not Cristiano Ronaldo. They are not scoring so many goals as Cristiano Ronaldo used to do or used to score. So that way, if you're not scoring enough, you are not going to be competitive at all in order to win the Champions or either La Liga. You know what I'm saying? You know what is my point? I mean, if you really want to be one of the top teams, one of the top clubs in Europe, you have to sign to the best players. It doesn't matter what you have to pay. You cannot say, okay, no, let's keep the salaries to this guy, so we are not going to sign any other players, so we don't have to pay more salaries or higher salaries or more money for these guys. No, we are going to keep the same salaries to these guys because they are doing a great job. They are not doing a great job. Man, as soon as we had a new team like Atletico Madrid performing much better than Real Madrid and FC Barcelona, right now we really know where we at. And where we at in the third position in La Liga. And the only reason why we won La Liga the last season is because FC Barcelona was in the middle of a huge crisis and Atletico Madrid was not even there. So the only team that was doing the things okay was Real Madrid. And that is the reason why we performed the last quarter very good, and that is the reason why we won La Liga the last season. But this year that we have much better teams competing for La Liga, we are completely out of La Supercopa, we are out from La Copa del Rey, and we are almost out from La Liga. And we will probably be out of the Champions against Atalanta because we don't have a team really competitive. You know what I'm saying? So that's my point. I don't care if this bothers to Sergio Ramos. You have to look for the interest of Real Madrid. You have to look at the big picture and say, no, we really need new players and big names in order to bring them back, to bring the team back to the path where we really know that we can get trophies. You know what I'm saying? So I don't care if you are not okay with that. And if we have to sell to you, okay, just go ahead with that. And apparently, and this is the third story regarding to Sergio Ramos as well, there is an agreement between PSG and Real Madrid for PSG to not sign or trying to get the Sergio Ramos until the conversations between Sergio Ramos and Real Madrid are completely over. So once Real Madrid or Sergio Ramos take a decision regarding to his future in Real Madrid, then PSG will be able to, to try to reach an agreement with Sergio Ramos, or it will be allowed to negotiate with Sergio Ramos a possible signing for the next year. That is the third story that we were told this morning, that PSG and Real Madrid got a kind of agreement in order to PSG stay away from Sergio Ramos until Real Madrid and Sergio Ramos take a final decision regarding to the renewal contract situation. So that is what I have for you guys. Now let me know your thoughts. Comment in the section below. And of course, subscribe to this channel, Real Madrid Hub. See you in the next video.